And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of the Crypto Bull. In today's episode, we are going to analyze the following coin called SIACOIN. How are we going to do or go about this? Well, quite frankly, we're going to do a small technical analysis of its current value run, so its max run. We're going to take a look at dedicated websites, see what it is about, trying to find out what the consensus protocols are, what it does, etc., etc. So without further ado, let's begin. I'm at CoinGecko here. It's a central data hub for many coins and tokens. How do I see it? I'm going to refresh the page just to make sure everything is up to date. SIACOIN currently valued at almost $2 cents. It has been in uptick with 14.4%, but in reality, the entire market is in uptick, so nothing special there. But good seeing some movement here. I see dedicated websites: sia.tech, siasky.net, and twitter.com. I'm assuming it's going to be related towards this one. Let's close it down already. That's not all too good. Skynet is out, so I'm already closing it down. Explorers, SIA stats, SIA and token view. This implies, as I'm not seeing Explorer or anything else, that they have their very own blockchain. That's to me a very positive aspect. It means they have their own blockchain, so they did all the programming themselves. Probably did a copy paste somewhere from another blockchain project, but made it their own, made their own development. That's actually a very good signal or sign to me. Community, Reddit, Twitter, Bitcoin Talk. More on that later. I'll be checking out their communities to see how well they are thriving, what's happening, how well it goes, etc., etc. Source code available on GitHub. Always nice seeing it. API ID, not of interest to me. Tags, near protocol, ecosystem, and storage. Now, generally from a text, I can deduce what it will be about. So it has something to do with storage. I'm assuming data storage, probably related related towards NFTs. I'm not very sure, though. Otherwise, NFT should have been mentioned here in the tags. So storage, no idea. Near protocol, ecosystem. Can't immediately deduce something from it, but this implies we will have to learn about it on the get-go. Anyway, so historical run, that's the 24-hour trading volume, 24-hour graph. Peaked here since yesterday, so there was a nice uptick. Going down on the repairs. However, like I said, I'm more interested in its entire run. I see it's a project which has been around for quite some time. Has been listed in 2015, so I'm assuming it has been incepted somewhere 2014. I see here low value. Bam! Reached high peaks here in the bull run of 2018. And down again. Relatively calm. And well, with the current bull run, it seems following market sentiments here. So I have two peaks, small third one, and back on the upside. So something is moving. Let's zoom in for a little while. On a yearly basis, you are more or less in profit if you invested in it around the same time this year. However, let's hope you did not buy somewhere in April, as by then you still have a long way to go in order to get some decent profits. 6 months. On the downside, back on the up. So it seems after the accumulation phase from a few months ago, talking July, August, you guys are back in profit. Last 14 days, performing well. This seems to be one of those typical coins where you can make profit when day trading or trading on the short term, and I'm talking in time scales of a week or 2-3 approximately, from what I can gather. And even if you're decently trading, so yeah. Uh, Not an ever-growing project, though it seems to be performing well. From what I can gather from the graph here, there's a community behind it, and it is actually growing. From what I can tell, its inception was quite low, had some peaks, died down, but the community is being built, as I can see here, higher trading volumes being shared, especially here. What I'm encircling here with my mouse pad. There's higher trading volumes, which implies the community is growing and it's getting bigger. So it's gaining traction, which is in itself a good sign. However, for trading, I'm not all too impressed. It's it's moderate, so not immediately a convincing factor. Let's see what it is about. First off, let's see the exchanges where it's available. See Upbit, Binance, HitBTC, OKX, and CryptoExchange.com. So Upbit and Binance have the greatest trading volumes here. So that's going to be where you can find them. Go. So today is with a 24 trading volume of 503 million. Circulating supply of 49 billion SIACOIN coins. A total supply of which probably implies unlimited supply, so it is an inflationary coin. Why do I say inflationary coin? Well, even if there were a burning mechanism, a high amount of coins and, well, an unknown max supply implies, well, new coins are being produced on the daily, which implies the reserves are getting bigger and bigger where it concerns SIA coins, but it also implies that its value will automatically, on the long term, always fall down. And if you compare it actually towards the max graph here, that's exactly what happens. There was, for example, here in 2018, high demand, its value skyrocketed, but as demand waned, well, the circulating supply increased more. So you have a much bigger fallback here, and it actually happened this year also. Much steeper fallback by reason, well, your supply is exponentially growing while the demand either remains the same or gets smaller. So you have much worse crashes that occur. You stand to lose much more money. That's always the danger with such coins without limited market cap. Anyway, let's continue. Here it becomes interesting. Is a decentralized cloud storage platform similar in concept to Dropbox and other centralized storage provider, where instead of renting storage space from a centralized entity, clients rent storage space from other peers. So comparable to something like Google Drive. But instead of making use of a central server, like the Google servers or like the Microsoft servers with Dropbox, you actually have the entire community probably pitching storage space to keep well data on. So it's decentralized data storage. It's more or less a cloud system. Okay, I've got a few remarks on that one, but hey, let's continue. The only difference is SIA used blockchain to facilitate transaction, nodes providing storage to clients using the SIA blockchain as contracts. Okay, or storing the data is encrypted into many pieces and uploaded to different hosts. Okay, so data is encrypted before storage. That was actually one of my first questions. You are renting data in a decentralized community. What happens with the data? Is it encrypted? Yes or no? If it isn't, well, what will refrain others from accessing the data and probably providing sensitive information? And that's an important notice, but they say it's encrypted. However, this can be marketing talk. In what way is it being encrypted? So I'm going to try and find out more about this one, if it's SHA-256 encrypted or something alike, so heavy encryption protocols. In that case, it's safe. But if it's password protected, like with numericals with 4 numbers, there exist enough programs to crack such code. So a bit wary about it, but I'm going to assume it's going to be encrypted like most blockchain things with SHA-256 or other SHA family encryption methods. Anyway, SIACOIN is created by David Warwick and Luke Champion of Nebulous Incorporated. As the traditional storage platforms are higher in cost, more expensive, and data is not well protected, SIACOIN promises to offer secured storage transactions with smart contracts, which is more affordable and reliable. More of it is completely open source, blah, 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 blah. So that's a little bit marketing talk and history. 2019 aims to introduce file sharing and be the go-to cloud storage system for companies. So they are actually aiming at corporate entities and enterprises. It was divided into 3 timeframes, which are short-term, mid-term, and long-term development. Short-term development focuses on file sharing between SIA users, so file sharing within the community, not having to take over clouds while increasing network utilization. Okay, medium-term development goal is to enhance partnerships, so that's marketing towards partnerships with bigger companies. This means reaching out to large companies like Netflix and Roblox to hopefully be able to storage and distribution framework. So yeah, as expected. Long-term development aims to expand its horizon to share files with non-CI users and support mobile wallets. So something like an exchange and host third-party platform data, even with people who do not use SIA, but in this case, so medium term and long term, it's all going to be centralized on a decentralized network, so SIA community only. Okay. I clicked on a few websites, but yeah, twitter.com, that's social media. We'll get into that later on. CSK.net, I'm going to reshare it for people just falling in. Doesn't work. So this is their official website. So yeah, where it concerns use case, quite straightforward. Decentralized storage with post-cloud work. I wouldn't say post-cloud world by reason, well, it is still cloud technology you guys are doing. So it isn't really post-cloud. It's more decentralized cloud. So it's something new, but based on ancient principles. It's a little bit like Everypedia I've done a few episodes ago. They aim to be something like Wikipedia, but are entirely blockchain-based. These guys, SIA, well, are Google Drive and Dropbox, but blockchain-based. Let's keep it simple. Not going to buy into the marketing talk as per usual. Doesn't mean I'm impressed. It's actually a nice use case. It's something, well, I did not immediately expect, but that I theorized, but didn't share all too often, that would exist. So a blockchain-based cloud storage platform. So SIACOIN is the answer. It's an example. Anyway, what is this? Download now. Yeah, that's for setting up probably a node. It would be wise before putting in the download now to explain what the download file is going to be. So I just clicked on it, going to reopen it, and well, it's their wallet, it's their core software. So might be wise to put a little introduction text here, because this is a general description, and you should have made a little title here to download core wallet or set up nodes, development tools, or something like it. Just put it here. That's a little bit of lazy programming. They put in a nice graph here about storage capacity, storage providers, only 645. Use storage terabytes, petabytes, amount of downloads. So the community is growing, albeit only 645 storage providers. Considering the data available here, there's going to be quite a few terabytes per person going around. So it's decentralized, but it still has tremendous potential to grow. The chart indicates here where most of the clientele is. It's in North America, poor little guy here in Alaska. Very popular here in Europe. Yeah, China and Asia, more or less. There's a little road, it seems, here. A few in Australia. Okay. Completely private. It encrypts and distributes your files across a decentralized network that we already know. If I want to see what kind of encryption, there's no clickable link here. far more affordable than incumbent cloud storage providers. Storing one costs about $1 or $2 per month. That's true. That's true. Like I said, I love seeing claims being backed up by other data. And like they say here, look, it costs about $1 or $2 per month for 1 terabyte amount of files, while on Amazon it's 23. Naturally, all depends to whom you are comparing. Google Drive, for example, I'm not going to open it, also provides me with 1 terabyte of data, and it's free. So on that account, I dare say SIA is more expensive than Google Drive. However, but I dare say SIA is probably going to be more secure than Google Drive. By reason Google Drive, it's on centralized servers, and if my computer gets lifted and screened by police or whatever, they can access my Google Drive as soon as they have a few of my logins. With SIA, if I delete the client and probably hide somewhere the private key somewhere safe, cannot access my data. So in terms of security, I dare say, it's a well-deserved price, but you also always, when reading these kinds of things, keep in mind and compare to others and base yourself on other experiences. But it's a fair assessment. They are cheaper. I know with Google Drive you can buy additional space. I'm going to assume it's not going to be exponential, but I know with Google Drive you are at about same prices here, depending on which country you are hailing from. Let us continue. Highly redundant. Passing agreements on nodes across the globe, eliminating any single point of failure and ensuring uptime of rivals traditional cloud storage. Okay, it's open source. Seeing its code is available on GitHub. That's actually a fair assessment. They are open source. Marketplace on blockchain using a hack. It's a decentralized storage marketplace in which storage providers compete for business, which leads to the lowest possible prices. So there's market space available, place available for buying and selling your data storage. So okay, 7,301 commits. That's the amount of forks, releases, and 49 contributors. Okay. Context, guys, context. What kind of commitments? What kind of forks? What do they mean with releases? Are these the updates to the core wallet? No idea. And contributors, 49 contributors to what? The website, the platform, or actual businesses who do so? Because, I'm lacking context here. So if some of you developer guys or web designers from SIA.tech are watching, provide some context here and put in some hyperlinks. Just trying to help you guys out. Learn. Okay, documentation. There we go. Based file recovery. I'm just going to open it up. Vorek, 500 read. That's a blog. So that's their mission statement. You guys can actually read it here. Made on May 10th, 2017. So it's their mission statement. Let's see, information, complex information here. I'm going to click later on it. I'm going to assume this is going to be the white paper. I've seen such setups before. Here for good. Production, also really important to proceed. Renting, how to back and store your files. So you can have everything here. Mining on SIA. How to buy, how to cash out. I'm trying to find out here a little question about the encryption method. Don't really seem to find anything about it, which worries me a little. I'm going to look SIA 101. My apologies. Make SIA, community contribution, renting on SIA. Okay. unlimited, so it's an inflationary coin. So for investors, I dare say, because it's inflationary, do not expect it to rise quickly and high in value. It's inflationary. That's the trouble with having an unlimited supply. If you invest in SIACOIN, it implies you are investing in a company or a foundation which provides, well, cloud storage on the blockchain, which is going to be, well, much more safe than a traditional centralized service keeping your data. So in this case, its main strength is going to be its use case, not its potential value, by reason, well, it's an inflationary coin. But no harm done. In my opinion, it's quite fair. They are more or less open about it and say, look, we have an unlimited supply. Any decent investor will know it's inflationary, but they are open with their use case and unique. So if you guys want to market SIACOIN, highlight its decentralized nature, that it is a decentralized storage platform based on blockchain technology. It's your strongest use case by now. I create only as block rewards during mining on the SIA proof of work blockchain, so it's proof of work. Like seeing that, not proof of stake. Implies the encryption is going to be quite heavy. Each block is 300,000. Okay, it's quite a lot. Another block with a block height of 200,000 to 100,000 coins. Okay, after 270,000, so there's a limitation on the amount that's going to be mined, and starting after a height 270,000, all blocks will have a reward of 30,000 SIA coins. It's still July 2020, so yeah, it went down. There will be about SIA coins gained for mining every year. So there's a limitation on how many is going to be produced on a yearly basis, but this doesn't take away its inflationary. I had a discussion with guys from Dogecoin a while back, a few months ago, and they said, yeah, but it's capped at a billion coins per year. It doesn't take away that these will remain in circulation. And as long as the max supply is unlimited, it's going to be an inflationary coin. It only means that the amount per year being produced is capped, but it doesn't mean that its totality, as long as it exists, that there is a maximum limit. If there were a maximum limit on it, it wouldn't be inflationary. It would be, well, something like Bitcoin, an appreciating asset. So in this case, well, it's not going to be an appreciating asset, but considering its use case, it isn't a bad choice that there's an unlimited supply and that they are actually capping it on a yearly basis in order to gain some traction and value still. Let's continue. Which will be implementing a mechanic called proof of burn, using these cells of storage on network burn coins prove that they are real and have good intention towards the network. So yeah, that's a burning mechanism. Good to know, good that I'm reading this part. I was planning to skip it, but a burning mechanism synthetically actually drives the price a little bit upward. Now, will it be done only once, or will it be continuously so on fixed dates? I do not know. Which the real number of coins burns. Okay, so they implemented a scarcity protocol, I'm going to say, so proof of burn. Sorry, that's going to be implemented. So its value will rise, but that's something for the future. Oh, and they make the little explanation here. It's foundation. So yeah, like they say, percentage of growth in total SIA coins. So there's the deflationary mechanism. However, market cap remains unlimited. These percentages only are estimates, decently calculated estimates. How much growth will there be over the years? It will never reach zero. There will always be growth, and at a certain time, it will start to level out. So yeah, But as I was saying, I'm trying to find out here how the encryption works. It is proof of work, that I know, but proof of work doesn't tell me what kind of encryption is being used. You can perfectly have proof of work which uses SHA-1, uh, an encryption from the SHA-1 family, not necessarily the SHA-2 like SHA-256 or 542. There's a huge difference there in ability and processing power, so that's something I want to know. Let's use this renting. Data secure. Let's hope it's been operated. Terabytes. Okay. So, okay. To see every single file divided into 30. There we go. Using Reed-Solomon erasure coding. Oh yeah, sorry. So that's for recovering this file. So they say it's Reed-Solomon erasure coding. That's all fine and dandy, but it doesn't say what kind of encryption it is. The erasure coding only talks about. Well, I'm going to zoom in. Probably I'm wrong. With media defects is again. Correction coding. Yeah, I'm learning here. I do not know. Well, I am technically aware about many things, but not all. Everything is known to me. And it's what I expected. Reed-Solomon only talks about segmentation of files, so to divide it into increments of 10 or 13 segments. Is that going to be the encryption? I've got the vague impression it is, so there's no SHA or other script or other kind of encryption going on. It's only Reed-Solomon erasure coding. It's not really encryption here, is it? It's more or less a failsafe. Minus SIA mining pools. Just hope I can find something here. For projects, okay. Treating components, doing renting, uploading, mining, obelisk. Okay, so it's not going to be ASIC resistant. What a shame. Yeah. Why is it not going to be ASIC resistant, and why do I suddenly hesitate? Well, ASIC resistant projects tend to be more decentralized. As soon as you are introducing, well, ASIC mining and let it occur, decentralization can occur as well. Big mining rigs can actually jump onto the project and provide a tremendous amount, especially proof of work, hash rate to the network, making it centralized and having but a few individuals have all power. So yeah, but don't seem to find anything unless I'm missing it here. But I'm going to skip it. There's no real encryption that I can seem to find. Just that seed. Blah blah blah. Centralized beta, seed-based file. Aha. Files including one. Needs to retrieve the file from host. Yeah, seed phrase is necessary to access the data contained on the SIA network. That far, we good. but I do not see anything about the encryption, which is sad. I'm not going to search for it. You guys can actually read through this, see file recovery. So yeah, basically it means basically it talks about how in order to access your data files for the short term and midterm roadmap or goals they have, you're going to need your seed to access the network and have access towards the sites. It's only for the long term that they want to provide the same amount of storage without using the seed phrases. So, yeah, still in development. It's nice, but I'm a bit taken aback by not seeing the kind of encryption method they're using. Proof of work is not an encryption method. It's a protocol indicating how how the blockchain works. So that you need to have a computer providing work calculations in order to make part of, the network. So yeah, but it doesn't say what kind of encryptions it needs to decode, etc. So that's a little bit shame, really. Sorry, those are questions I need to answer. Let's just take a look at the communities. Reddit, Twitter, Bitcoin Talk. I'm going to do a quick look here. Updates, encrypted. Technically, there we go. As expected, there's more. So they've got a blog. Discord, I'm not going to open it. GitLab, so that's from to open it, and YouTube. As expected, there were a few more. SIA, a free internet. Skynet home screen, defining decentralized blah blah. Skynet official labs. Like it will happen 1 hour ago, so this is the burning procedure. Okay, it's quite recent. They're going to burn their coins. Okay. We're a stable coin. Okay. Public shared follow with access control. Right, data. There is quite some activity going on here. It's mostly technical. A few random questions. Generally, I know when a project is being quite healthy as soon as I see some memes here. I'm lacking a little bit in memes here. Quite sad, however, it implies. Oh, here's one. 18 days ago. There's videos. So it's mostly technical, so I dare say the community is actually more use-based and less about memeing and etc. So is it good, is it bad? I dare not say yes or no, but I dare say, things are moving and it seems to be performing and developing well. Skynet Labs, so these guys are SIACOIN, it seems. Front-end built apps using decentralized storage, so it has been renamed towards Skynet Labs, it seems, and no longer SIATech headquarters. 140,000 followers. Just take a tweet. A lot of followers, but not all too much interaction, it seems. But they're good at marketing and pulling in the hype. Taking a quick look here. Yeah, they share news. There's some healthy interaction here with tweets and retweets. Seems to be the same kind of people they always are retweeting. Looks healthy to me, though community interaction is lacking a bit. Bitcoin Forum, they have an entry, which is something I like to see. Many serious projects actually have an entry on Bitcoin Forum, implying, that they've been around for quite a while and that they are quite serious. many shitcoins and many shit tokens are not present on Bitcoin forum. I take this platform actually as an opportunity to say if it's present there, doesn't matter how active or inactive the topic is. So it seems to be quite recently updated, 2nd of October this year. Doesn't matter how active or inactive it is, it implies people are busy with it and that they take themselves seriously. So good job, guys. GitLab, so yeah, associated with things here. Okay, for coding. CRTV, they have a YouTube channel. Got tutorials, workshops, uploads. I'm going to get quite a few followers here. How to mine, talks an interview. So yeah, I'm not going to click on any of it. Not going to share. What you write with this? Second one. Okay, they have 2 Twitter accounts, it seems. SIA Foundation seems to be quite inactive and not as popular. Though in comparison, much more likes. They're probably doing better than Skynet Tech. Okay. Good to know. Anyway, yeah. I'm going to wrap up this episode and start concluding this video. Stop sharing. There we go. Thank you, Hamad. Must have missed that part. 3-fish algorithm. I'm going to start resharing my screen. I'm going to find out the 3-fish algorithm to see what it is about. It's something. Well, there exist multiple encryption methods, but do not know all of them. Equal block cipher is as part of the SIACOIN hash function, entering the NHT hash function notation. Okay. It gets quite technically. Combines rotational cryptanalysis from the back. Okay, it is. Well, 3-fish, it seems, is an encryption method to, well, which works in tandem with the read file distribution to cut it down in smaller parts, and they encrypt each time the files once again. That's basically what a 3-fish algorithm does. So thanks again, Hamad, for pointing that out. That's why I like having people here around in the chat. They can point out some things I've missed. So heads up. Thanks, guy. So I'm going to make a little synopsis here of the project itself. Investment-wise, well, due to the unlimited market cap, so there's no hard cap where it concerns the amount of coins to ever be produced, it's going to be inflationary. So for investors, I dare say, to make a quick buck, I wouldn't invest in it. However, I am going to be positive about their use case by reason, well, it is data storage on blockchain, making use of a decentralized network. That alone provides a quite high amount of security, unseen and unprovided for by the likes of Amazon, Google Drive, and Dropbox. For that thing alone, this project is actually quite valid and quite strong. It's a very strong use case. So if you were to invest in it not for making money, invest in it for helping to support the network, let it grow, and actually have probably the very first biggest decentralized blockchain-based data storage network. So there's not much else I can add to it, and for that reason alone, I dare say, well, SIACOIN gets a little head up from my part. I've got to admit, I've remained quite neutral here during the live stream, kept an open mind. I've encountered these guys before, and I was a little bit skeptical the very first times I encountered them. Must be honest, if you guys are reading my tweets, following me on social media, you guys would have noticed that I'm was a little bit hesitant on SIACOIN. However, now having done the in-depth study, I dare say, yeah, they're valid. So invest in it for its use case and make active use for it, not to make quick money or make a quick buck. Do it because of their use case, so that they may grow and that we have finally the very first big established decentralized data storage project. So yeah, that's my synopsis. I'm going to end this episode. Thank you guys for watching and hope to see you next time.